Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome back to Guyverse. Uh, man, this was quite a weekend. We had to knock out two different things because Black Widow, of course, came out, and Loki, the episode 6 season finale.
Loki.
So we're gonna start going into Loki and giving our thoughts about it. But of course, Guyverse here, we talk a little bit about everything. Of course, focused on MCU today. Of course, we have David here with us,
Okay.
and Oscar,
What up?
and your boy Eddie. And I want to start off with Oscar. Oscar, what did you think about the season finale?
Yo, man, I felt like whoever wrote that one must have been like a big fan of Rick and Morty because all that multiverse war shit, I was really into it.
That was good. That was good.
Into like the different multiverses.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see Rick Sanchez pop out. Is
Got all
that-
chaotic. No, it's gonna be the time detective that pops out.
yeah,
Or
right.
that little character that was existing all of them at once.
Yeah.
What did you think, David? What did you think about the episode?
I thought it was awesome. Like it was good. I think we talked about before, not action packed per se, but it was still enjoyable and a good build up.
What did you think of? What you guys think of the final person, he who remains?
Amazing lines.
Yep.
Amazing lines.
I like him, yeah.
He made me laugh. I'm like,
I like the episode overall. It had a good vibe to it. Just like David said, it wasn't action packed at all. I mean, I think you mentioned this before, David, where you were just saying like the problem with this particular episode. And I don't know if you mentioned if it was a series in total, but definitely in regards to this episode where it was like build up, and then it just kind of just slows down because it's like nothing but exposition.
Use the line. Use my line. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. Just say it. Build up, and no bust.
And no bust.
Twice. But it was still good. And
Yeah.
someone still died. So I mean, you can't be too mad if somebody dies.
Yeah, it slowed down a lot of hit points where it was just like you were saying, like it was build up, and then especially like Mobius was, he was back in the TVA, he's going to confront Ramona, and you're thinking, especially what he said before, he was like, I'm gonna take down the TVA. You're thinking like he's just gonna go and just be like, now it's your turn to get pruned, and bow. But no, it's just like exposition, and it gets like the wand taken away from him, just like like that, and it just nothing really comes from it. And then same thing for Loki and Sylvia. It's like they had this entire buildup, of them trying to get to the timekeepers. Boom, find out it's not the timekeepers, it's somebody else. So a bunch of buildup again to get to the very, it's like getting to the final boss of a video game, and they get there. And that's like just exposition, just story, just talking. And it slowed down the momentum of it. Although it was a lot of good dialogue, it definitely just it slowed it down for me. So I was just like, just sitting there, just is something gonna happen, or are they gonna stab him? Like, what's going on here?
He's like, I'm in between. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it was good and kind of like at the same time.
It was good. It was just a somewhat slow episode to give you a background on what they're planning for. Because we know at the very end they said season 2 will be coming. So they're just building up for the next season, which I hope is more than 6 episodes.
For real.
So they can add in the story without taking away, the action and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I will say I think part of the no bust, at least for the with Mobius and Ravonna. I mean, I think part of that is just their relationship because Mobius obviously like filling her. And so they probably didn't want to get into that. And so they just had it confront, and then he lets himself get smacked around a little bit because, the whole episode or the whole season, he was trying to prune her anyways because he was filming her. So that was probably what they were going for, and they're like, nah, too much. 6 episodes. That's just okay. You guys are good friends. You liked each other. That was it. Just let her go.
Yeah.
And which we thought, we mentioned before that she was going to try and get a hold of Kane the Conqueror anyways, or he was supposed to be trying to get a hold of her, but there was going to be something going on with her and him. So
yeah,
we see that when she takes off.
That's based off of the comics.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
their relationship.
Yeah, which you kind of tell because someone reaches out, or the one in charge, like he reaches out to her, gives her coordinates and then information, so she's trying to find him. So you can kind of see that going on. I'm surprised she didn't get killed, and then another variant of her comes back.
That's true.
The one that connects with him, but.
And I mean, unfortunately, David, you were wrong.
About what?
Thought you were like, we saw that castle, and this was episode 5, and you're like, I'm calling it. It's gonna be Loki. Loki's at, he's controlling everything, and it was not Loki.
First off, partially wrong. Because who do they want to be in charge and control it?
No, that was Sylvie.
Who they want to be partially in charge and control it. And
He Who Remains was like, you guys can take over.
And who was the last one that was left in there with him and killed him?
Sylvie was.
Okay, so you don't know. You don't know.
That's one quarter of a Loki.
Hey, whatever. So I'm not completely wrong because in the end she was in charge, right?
True.
Yeah. Who's wrong?
In charge until Kane the Conqueror shows up. Which, spoiler alert, guys, that's who I think is going to be one of the next. I'm not saying the major big baddie of Phase 4, kind of like Thanos was. It's probably just one of the villains, maybe for like a team up movie, kind of like a Civil War. But I think that's going to be the next bad guy for that, which is going to be Kane the Conqueror, because He Who Remains has, and that's his whole explanation, is that he has multiple variants, some way worse than he is, and if he's out of the picture, gives them freedom to start going and doing and wrecking shit. So, Oscar, what did you think about that kind of reveal and what the next what's in store for Phase 4?
I was excited about it because, like he said, there was like a whole war for, I forgot how long he said. So if you think about it, like this fool could pop up multiple times for a lot of movies, and if he's as dangerous as the last one, I can't remember the full title of the dude, but if he's as dangerous as he says, dude, like all these movies that are going to come up in what are we, Phase 5 now?
Phase 4.
It's going to be Phase 4. Like it's going to be like a nail biter because this man, I feel like he has too much power.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I guess it would depend on if they're using the idea of the different variants and stuff like that. Which would be kind of cool. I think it would be cool if they used him to where he's a bad guy in one and then a good guy in another one. Like maybe gets, killed in one and then he pops back up and he's a different character. Maybe people have feelings towards him because he killed a bunch of people, but it's not the same guy. So it'll be interesting if he is used in that way or how he'd be used. I don't know if he's going to be like a major baddie though.
Yeah.
Because he is just being used in the series. I don't know if they're building him up like that.
But this, so I think, I think Loki overall, it definitely opens the door for what's going to be happening next in Phase 4, because the name of the title of Doctor Strange's next movie is The Multiverse of Madness, which now seeing Loki and how it ends and how the universe is starting to branch out, and because of everything that's going on, there's now multiverses that are branching out and opening up. So this gives a fantastic excuse for that movie to now. This is Doctor Strange is kind of trying to fix a lot of the stuff that's going on. I heard Wanda is going to be Scarlet Witch is going to be part of that movie as well, which you know, supposedly it has like horror vibes. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
But
I don't know.
where I'm getting at with this is that it also gives a perfect excuse to allow variants now to exist, right? Of characters that what I'm trying to say is like they now have an excuse of why there wasn't before a Fantastic Four on Earth or Wolverine or X-Men. Is because now, because of the multiverse, we might be able to get those variants of those individuals on Earth now come from a different multiverse, and they're the X-Men in that universe, so they come to ours. And that's how we get X-Men over here, or Blade, or XYZ. You know, I think Loki has now set up multiple things, not only just the next big bad guy, but a lot of potential for all these new characters, an excuse for them to get in. I thought it was gonna be WandaVision, but it turns out I think it might be Loki. What do you guys think?
Considering like the buildup, I think you could be right. Not right when I make decisions, but you might be right.
In the comics, it's been done before, like the multiverse. Like I can't remember the reasoning behind it, but something was destroying universes, and then I guess to save certain characters, they somehow were able to like merge the universes into the main universe, which is what 616 or something like that. So maybe that's what they're going to try to do with the movies later on.
Which I believe that particular Earth was referenced in Spider-Man, right? Far From Home.
Which
when was it Mysterio? Mysterio was like, "Yeah, you're from Earth. You're from Earth. Something, 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 and I'm from Earth." Blah blah blah.
Okay. But that was all like bullshit, right?
Yeah, I was like, he was like BSing him though, but he could still been referencing it to it. Like they could have been referencing to it.
Right.
It might be true though.
Yeah.
Especially now with everything going on.
If it's not, we're gonna hold it against you, just to let you know.
Yeah, because aren't there gonna be like all these other Spider-Mans from the other movies coming into Tom Holland's Spider-Man movie?
So perfect reference. So supposedly the cast of that has Tobey Maguire and who was the one that played the second Spider-Man?
Something Garfield.
Yeah, something Garfield.
Yeah, so they're rumored to be cast on the new Spider-Man, both of them. So they're gonna have their versions of their Spider-Man. The actor that played Octavius Doc Ock in the first one, he's been cast to play the same character, and Jamie Foxx, Electro, was cast to play the same character as well. So
hold on. First off, where's Miles Morales?
He was Sony, bro.
Oh, that's dirty. Okay,
that was Sony.
Dirty.
Yeah. So
Tom Holland didn't call and cry about him.
I know, right?
Because it was a better movie.
It's messed up.
It was a really good movie. And so this right here with the multiverse now being spread out, I think it's going to be a perfect excuse as to they're going to use this to what's going on with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Damn, this might tie into a lot of different movies. We're probably seeing the beginning of continuous, because from WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I didn't really get too many vibes as to like it leading to the next big thing. And Loki, I did get that vibe where now things are starting to kind of look like they're starting to make sense.
Well, I mean, they kind of like pieced it together for another next big thing when that agent comes to see Johnny Walker and the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
U.S. agent.
Yep. When they come, they're setting him up.
Yeah.
And then they set him up later on, and another topic we'll be speaking on. But I don't know. It was good. You do see something going on.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be depending on season 2 also. Or it would depend on how far in between they do from season 1 and season 2.
Hopefully not long. Hopefully not
Mhm.
long. But Marvel can take its sweet time sometimes. But overall, guys, let's talk overall here on the segment, of course, that we like to talk about, where it's rewatchability in regards to Loki compared to the
But
other ones. Would you
one thing. We have to spoil the end. What do you guys think about the ending?
about the very ending of
Yep.
Loki, where essentially like where it now shows the new Conqueror?
Yes, well that, and then kind of where they have their moment and Sylvie kind of does Loki dirty. She gives him a little
Uh,
attention, then she kicks him out of the way.
I like that. I like that aspect of Loki, where we finally saw where it was like no tricks.
Yeah.
Like he was finally being honest,
Hmm.
and then he gets betrayed just
Yeah.
by Loki essentially, right? And which is you
But
should
I mean, she does say, "I'm not one of you,"
true.
or "I'm not you." Not one of you. I'm not you. So
Yeah,
that kind of left a little bit open to interpretation.
but I didn't see it coming. That she was gonna send him off.
Neither did you.
I saw something was gonna happen, but I didn't see her going and touching that little whatchamacallit, the little
No.
watch thing that he was
Pad
wearing,
thing, yeah.
and sent
Temp
it packing
pad,
back
right?
to the TVA.
Hmm. And
That
then
I
when he went back, I'm sorry, I cut you off. When
oh
you,
when he went back, yeah, and he was gonna head to go talk to Mobius. Um, the little twist at the end of it, I didn't see that coming either.
mhm, where he didn't recognize him, stuff like that.
Yeah. Hmm.
And which I read somewhere where they're talking about the whole time, instead of wearing his get up, he's wearing the TVA get up for
Yeah.
whatever reason. I didn't read the article, but but it worked out in the end because then when he went back, instead of being a variant of Loki,
Yeah.
he goes back to TVA to kind of like, hey, we messed up, and he's recognized as one of the agents there, even though they don't know who he is. Which I don't know how you wouldn't recognize Loki.
Well, and that's my wife brought that up too, where she was just like, wait a minute, like that didn't make sense. And I was like, yeah, it did, because all that prior to He Who Remains getting stabbed
Mhm.
by Sylvie, the timeline was still the same. So Mobius talking to Ravonna, and all that little timeline, all that happened. And I was telling her, I was like, remember, like once Loki went back, Sylvie then stabbed him, which changed everything from that point on. So when Loki went to go talk to Mobius, and he was like who are you, like where are you from, or that made sense to me as to why. Is because as soon as she stabbed him, it changed everything.
It
So
changed the timeline again, the main
mhm.
timeline. It was good. I liked it. Wasn't even though it was a cliffhanger saying there'll be season 2, they still showed and completed that that he wasn't lying.
Yeah,
That was
it
it.
was
I liked it. Yeah.
big character development for Loki. You have to consider and think that if we're going strictly just by the timeline, just a few, I would say, I'm gonna call them episodes prior was Loki in Avengers, and he was just like, and he was like murdering people, like he was. So like to see his character from the Avengers, because remember this takes place right after the Avengers.
Mhm.
It's like to see that transition from that character, it's fucking leaps and bounds.
Yep.
Because from there, he's over there like when he was like taking the guy's eye out from the Avengers, and he was like the look that he gave, like he was all creepy, and like he enjoyed it. To go from that to a Loki who we sympathize with, and actually like support and see him tell the truth and stuff like that. Like it's a major character development.
Absolutely.
Good on them. Good on them on the show.
Mhm.
To turn this character. I know, Oscar, you weren't feeling Loki, and you were like the biggest. You were just like, I don't know, Loki's overrated. At the end of this, what did you think? Like overall, did you kind of like Loki now a little more? No.
I mean, I do like him a lot more now. He's obviously a lot stronger than what they portrayed him in the movies,
Uh-huh.
and like his lines were so well written that like I find it hard for me to like see him as a B character now. Like he's up there with the rest of them now.
Yep. Yeah, man, they did a really good job on that. So overall, man, I really like this series, and I think we talked about it before. It's like for me personally, it goes so far as the MCU TV series. Oh, did we lose? Did we lose Oscar?
We did.
Yeah, it's so far it's Loki, Falcon Winter Soldier, and WandaVision, which is kind of weird because they came out the opposite direction.
Mhm. Well, I think that's why it was that buildup. It was like, okay, here's this is okay. Then you get the next one that you're a little more happy about.
Yeah.
And then finally
Lost you
they
guys.
showed up with with Loki, and I think they knew it was good, so they released it in that order for that reason.
Yeah. But rewatchability, man, I would totally watch this again. I really enjoyed it, and I would watch it again to see what Easter eggs I probably potentially missed, or kind of story things that I kind of potentially missed. So I would definitely watch this again. I can't say the same about WandaVision. I can't say the same about Falcon and Winter Soldier, but this one definitely again.
I would watch Falcon and Winter Soldier again, and I would piece through WandaVision if someone was watching it. If someone was
after episode 3 and up.
No, I'll probably watch the first few episodes and not necessarily the back end of it, but that's whatever. Loki, I would definitely watch again. I liked it. It was good.
Oscar?
WandaVision, I can't watch it again. It's just too slow. I'm sorry. It's too slow. My wife hates me for saying that. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there's certain episodes I would rewatch, not the entire thing, but I feel like Loki has so much hidden little details in it that I have to rewatch it.
Yep, I agree. Well, you guys heard it from us. Definitely watch it. If you guys haven't seen any of the episodes, and you're kind of late to it, jump on Loki and start watching it. Really, really good. Really well done. And the cast was amazing. So we highly recommend it for you guys. So we're gonna be ending this episode here, but fear not, we will be back and we'll be talking about Black Widow. So come back and join us, guys. Thanks.
Later.
Bye.